Zoe DeLuca here, and welcome back to the Social Media Marketing for Network Marketers course. We're covering Twitter domination part 3 today and establishing your follower base on Twitter. So we've already looked at why you should market on Twitter and setting up your powerful business profile. Remember, everything that I'm doing here is to get you a business result in your network marketing business. And it doesn't matter how well you're set up, if you don't actually have anybody listening to you or anybody to have a conversation with on Twitter, then you're not going to have success, obviously. Now, there are some automated tools, a very few of which I recommend, but I'm going to show you some shortcuts to building out your follower base with people targeted to your niche and people you really want to be having conversations with. Granted that everybody that chooses to follow you on Twitter, and they are the people that choose to read your messages and follow along on what you're doing, granted that not all of them are going to be the type of quality person you would want in your business. There will be a lot of robots and a lot of people that are just on Twitter to advertise. I wouldn't obsess over that too much, but when you are intentionally building out your follower base, look for people in your niche and for people that you find interesting to interact with, as well as having the potential for your business to appeal to them further down the line after you develop the relationship. Now, one of the tools that I used is this one here. It's budurl.com tweet schedule. Now, that is an affiliate link of mine. It leads through to Social Oomph, so let me show you that one. And it leads you through to Social Oomph, and you can set up an account. And this is a productivity tool for Twitter and for all of your social networking. I highly recommend you at least set up the free account with Social Oomph. Their professional account is something that I use every single day in my business. At the time of making this video, it's approximately $30 US a month. But while you're learning your Twitter, sign up for the free account and let Social Oomph help you get your tweeting under control as well. The very first thing I recommend you do with your Social Oomph is come down here, sign in for the free account, come over to direct messages, scroll down to where it says edit welcome DM, which is a welcome direct message. So they're messages that people on Twitter are sending directly to a given recipient, to each other. And you can send an automated message. Now, when you first sign up with Social Oomph, it will prompt you to set this up, and I highly recommend that you do. It will then take you to a page that looks like this one. Mine's already set up because I'm already using the feature, obviously. It asks for your Twitter name, and it asks for auto welcome, so it automatically send a welcome message to new followers. I suggest you tick this one. A lot of internet marketers prefer that you don't send automatic direct messages or DMs. For me personally, I have a follower list of some 29,000 people, and to interact with each one of them individually when they become my follower is impossible. But I also think it's quite rude not to say anything at all. I do choose to have a direct message, but my golden rule is do not put any sort of link into your direct message. There are many people and many high-level marketers that believe it's okay if that link is to something personal rather than a sales page. So for instance, to write a link that says, thank you for becoming my Twitter follower, and find out more about me, and pop in a link there to your Facebook page. Now, as long as wherever you're leading them is not a blatant sales pitch, then that would be okay in my vernacular. For me personally, I don't like to be hit with a link right up at the beginning, so I leave them out altogether. My messages say, thanks for the follow, now we can tweet each other, looking forward to getting to know you, cheers, Zoe DeLuca. And I use my full name because my Twitter account is Z DeLuca. It's not the full name that I should have branded there, so I include that in my direct message. I've got a couple of different varieties here, and you can do that, so you rotate your welcome message. That's a feature of Social Oomph as well. There's complete directions here on how to rotate a welcome message and why you should. So it's just clicking on that, reading a little bit of information, crafting your welcome message. As far as the following here, to start building your follower base, the next line down says auto follow, and I have ticked automatically follow people, new followers, who follow me from this point forward. So if someone follows me, Social Oomph will automatically follow that person back. So that way not only can they read my tweets, but I can read them, we can send direct messages to each other, and we can set up that interaction. Social Oomph gives you the opportunity to vet followers, so you can place that automatic follow on a little bit of a hold for 3 days, so you can go in and look as whether you want to follow that person or not. If you're looking following large numbers, you're probably never going to get around to doing that anyway, so I don't suggest you tick it. If you're really critical about who you follow back, then by all means put that one in there. And then auto unfollow is automatically unfollow those folks who unfollow me. So I figure if somebody unfollows me, they no longer want to get my messages, then I'm going to unfollow them, because why should I be receiving their messages if they're not interested in what I'm speaking in? We're either not well suited, or they're probably just a sales machine and spamming, trying to get massive followers. You'll find a lot of accounts and spam bots will follow you, wait for you to follow back, and then automatically unfollow you because they're just trying to build up a massive following list to spam you. Okay, so I tick the auto follow and the auto unfollow. The next step down is optional @replies digest email. And an @replies digest is when someone speaks to you on Twitter or about you on Twitter or retweets something you've said on Twitter, they put the @ symbol, your username. So for me, it would be @ZDeluca. And Social Oomph will actually form a digest of all the @ZDeluca replies and mentions for the day and email that to me. It is a really simple way for me to see when somebody is talking to me, about me, sharing my content without having to go into Twitter and check on what's happening. And remember when we set up our Twitter account, I said to turn off all our notices, where Twitter would send you an email every single time somebody mentions you, or every single time someone follows you or sends you a direct message. You don't need that level, but if you just come in here and tick it, email me an @replies digest, and then click save, you have that part of your follow and unfollow automation done. Now, for building out your account, this is something particularly when you're new that I recommend is done completely manually to start with, and then there's a few ways to make it a little simpler for you. Okay, so I've logged into my Twitter account, and what you're seeing here is my main page with all of my followers that are tweeting about the mainstream. You'll see over here the people I'm following, a list of the followers, which are people that are following me, and the one on the right hand side that says listed, that means that my Twitter username has been placed in a list. So I have 202 places that people have included me in lists, and we'll get to lists in another video on how important they can be in your marketing. What I suggest you do is find people like myself, people in your industry, people that you may aspire to, people that you like their work. So again, we're talking of people in personal development, internet marketing, business, finance, whatever sort of niche that appeals to you, because people that are following them are likely to be attracted to what you're producing if you're producing information and tweets and providing quality information in the same areas. So how do you find those people? There is a find people function here on Twitter, but unless you have their Twitter name exactly correct, I find that very difficult to use. There's also a search box here on the right hand side of Twitter. So here's a couple of other sites I recommend. The first one is called Twello. It's Twellow, Twello.com. Think of it as Twitter yellow pages, so Twello.com. Twello is a great place to start. Another great directory is called justtweetit.com, and it helps you find other Twitter users just like you. So you can go into directories, recent directories, you can look at activists and choose a directory. So this one is more looking at the type of Twitterers, if you like. Another great site that you can search either way is just search.twitter.com. It's an extension of what's on the Twitter page itself. And let's look at somebody like Bob Proctor. Now, if you just entered this search in Twitter, you would have gone to Bob Proctor's individual profile and found that. In Twello, you'll find that as well. But by popping it into search.twitter.com, you can look at all the people that are tweeting about Bob Proctor. Now, certainly I would recommend as well searching for Bob Proctor's own profile and doing this as well, but if there's people that are following Bob Proctor, they're going to be interested in it. And it's interesting, somebody I'm not following already. So first of all, I'm going to do that because I like the look of him. And Daniel, if you're listening, what I'm going to do is go over here, and Daniel has a good sized follower list. It's fairly even between the followers and the following, so that means it's generally people that are reciprocating back with the followers as well as Daniel doing that. What I'm going to do is just click on where it says followers over on the right hand side here. And this will show me everybody that's following Daniel. A word of caution here, before you start following people, make sure that you have already sent tweets out on your profile. So if you're brand new to Twitter, in the next training we're going to show you what to tweet about. Make sure you have put between 10 to 20 tweets on your page, because if people are coming to your profile and you've not yet shared anything of value, then they're simply going to click away. They're not going to follow you. So it's important that you do add that value first.